letting you know what the hell is going on. Doomed Radio. What's up, Doomsdayers? Welcome to episode 3 of Doomed Radio. I am ex-DDC Emperor, otherwise known as Emp, and I have with me Captain Morgan and Diggs.
How's it going, guys?
Good. It's all good.
So we're talking about a few things tonight. By the way, I was gone for the first couple episodes.
But he's back!
In Ventura. Kind of a seedy beach town in California, but it was
Soaking
cool.
In the rays.
And I'm baked. I am back. Not baked.
You are.
Not all the way. Just half baked. Half baked tonight. And tonight we're talking about some cool things. Halo 5 a little bit. We already know what's going on there, but it is due for some conversation.
Yeah, we're anticipating a release.
Right. Star Wars Battlefront. We're also covering some Black Ops 3. Of course, the beta just happened. Evolve was open for the weekend, kind of a free play kind of deal, and then they conveniently did a sale right after. Everybody got to play it for free, which might be genius, in fact. We're definitely going to cover that tonight. And then Battlefield, not Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefield 6. Modern Warfare. Anyways, they released
there will be a game called that one day.
Eventually, they're just going to all tie together. It's just the world's going to be owned by one big company, and they just throw all that shit in the melting pot.
Exactly.
We're going to start off with a little bit of Battlefront, I think, Star Wars Battlefront. Everybody's looking forward to this because they weren't sure if if you're going to be able to use vehicles and do everything you could in the first 2 games. And looking at it immediately, not only can you do what you could before, but I think they've really stepped up and
a lot more. Yeah,
they've just stepped everything up on a whole new level. It looks intense. It almost looks as if you're in Star Wars, which everybody's goal is.
Yeah, that's the goal.
The graphics look amazing. They look like they're really taking advantage of the next gen consoles. What do you guys think?
Especially with the larger. Yeah. Oh, are you kidding?
Definitely.
Even if it was terrible, the only Star Wars game I don't think I've played was the Knights of the Old Republic MMO, and that was only because I heard terrible things about it. But yeah, man, I mean, in the last episode, Rage and I were talking about nostalgic games, man. And I went all the way back to Shadows of the Empire. I love the Star Wars universe. I don't care what it is. If it has Star Wars in front of it, even if I have to tolerate Jar Jar Binks for a portion of it, I'm good.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be deleting him out of that. At least I would hope so.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're saying don't expect to see a lot of callbacks to the prequel trilogy. I've literally just read this. The developers of Star Wars are focusing on the original trilogy, supposedly, and the future of the franchise. So we're not really going to be seeing a lot of prequel stuff here, which is interesting.
Right. Well, no, that's good because it allows them to manipulate the universe in the way that promotes the game. Kind of like the way J.J. Abrams did the new Star Trek with the twist on the time play. By twisting it just a little bit, it opens up more space for you to use the universe the way you want to use it. Good, bad, or indifferent. It's all good. It's Star Wars, man.
Star Wars, man.
Boba Fett.
It's not going to have a campaign mode, which is fine.
Yeah, campaign is good. I don't know. I mean,
there's an offline solo mode, so you could play it alone. It's pretty much the same as campaign.
Yeah, you can play against bots and stuff. Right. I don't think it's going to be as terrible as Titanfall. Where they tried to initiate a story through multiplayer, and it just didn't work well. It's just the whole point of Star Wars Battlefront is to allow the player to narrate their own Star Wars battles and familiar Star Wars terrain.
And I mean, multiplayer, you're going to have 40 people in one match sometimes. 40 people in one match.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's going to keep you entertained. They're obviously putting more focus into multiplayer because they didn't put so much focus into solo, which I'm glad they didn't. Instead of just cutting it, it looks like they're taking the saved energy and putting it elsewhere rather than just trying to slim it down, which a lot of games are doing now. They're just same multiplayer, paying twice for one game, and it doesn't even have single player. I'm not talking about Destiny at all right now. Anyways.
Boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun,
Yeah,
dun,
where's our
dun,
band?
dun.
We need a band. You know, like the one on Conan. Just like 12 people, an unnecessary amount of people.
That's right.
So we got TIE Fighters, X-Wings, the Millennium
Oh yeah, I mean,
Falcon.
you got the space, you got ship to ship battles, space battles, land battles. I'm really excited to see how they balance the vehicles with the infantry. Obviously, you know, the AT-AT walkers are going to rule, but there must be going to be ways to take them down, and I'm guessing it's going to have to be teamwork. I would be disappointed if it was like, you know, one guy with a rocket launcher could, you know, sit there for 3 minutes and take one down. That would be kind of boring. It would be much cooler if you needed a team of people to take them down.
Yeah, like a certain amount. I agree. That would be, or what do they do with the speeders on the two-legged ones?
Yeah,
They
exactly.
wrap the
Snow
cord
speeders,
around it.
wrapping around it, trip them up. You know.
Yep. Take them down.
Or like, you know, you got your Jedi guy who cuts a hole in the bottom and jumps up there and starts wrecking stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's if he has like some kind of forced jump or something. Has to get
Kyle Katarn, man. Bring in Kyle Katarn. He can do it. Put your force into it.
You can do it. Put your force into it.
Put your force into it. That's all you got to do. Oh, it looks like you're actually able to play as female stormtroopers, which is obviously
you be able to?
Important. Well, the old movies. Did you notice any female stormtroopers? Could you tell if they were male or female?
They were all clones. They're all
right,
clones.
Exactly. They're all the same guy. So
they're all Boba
be
Fett.
up with the times. They are now releasing female stormtroopers.
Female Boba Fett's. Boba Fett.
Something like that.
Yeah, Boba Fett and Boba Fett.
They just did a little. They just played with his genes a little bit, turned him into a woman. No big deal.
Yeah, why not, man?
No big deal.
Some soy in the diet there, and
a little bit of soy injected in their DNA.
That's right.
Soy fets.
So anyway, Star Wars Battlefront is going to be huge because it's the first Star Wars game that's come out in a long time that's really carrying any weight. And it's got a real fan following too. It's going to be multi-console and PC, which not all the games have been. So
you're going to be able to switch from first and third person mode, by the way.
Sick.
Which is awesome.
It is awesome.
I think the lack of third person shooters and the prevalence of it is kind of disgusting in today's shooters. Everything's first person, and I like the freedom of both. So
I do.
Best of both worlds.
Yep. Yeah. Well, there are some games coming out that are going to be third person, but they keep getting delayed.
It's releasing November 19th. I've already got it pre-ordered. Sounds like Captain and Diggs do as well.
Yeah.
Moving on to Black Ops 3. The beta came out. I didn't get to play it because I was in Ventura, but
it was
Captain and Diggs both have, and I kept up with it.
Mixed emotions about it. I wanted to love it so bad. I did. It's there. The basic feel of Black Ops is there. However, I'm not down with the whole Advanced Warfighter edition.
Echo suit thing, the jumping.
Oh, yeah.
And,
yeah,
I agree. I
wall
second that.
running, all the special abilities. That's not really what I was looking for. It wasn't the iterate. It doesn't feel new at all. It feels like they're reaching for something that doesn't fit in the genre. Doesn't fit in the Black Ops universe. Black Ops 2 was so good. I don't know why they had to reach so far.
No, I 100% agree. I like the traditional feel of Black Ops 2, running around with the maps.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot you could do with the original Black Ops 2 gameplay. I feel like there are other things that they could change about the game other than the characters that you're playing with to make it better.
There is a lot of controversy, and I actually sit on the other side of the fence on this one. I loved Black Ops 1. Black Ops 2 was great, but I was done with the two games. I wanted something new. I never want my games to be the same or the gameplay, and something I do agree with is they need to make destructible environments. It's 2015, almost 2016. Everything should be able to be downscaled and destroyed as if it was really happening. I don't see a reason why they can't do that. But, I'm happy they're trying new things. I actually thought Advanced Warfare looked cool because of the fast-paced involvement with the game. In the future, these are questions that we are having right now in today's world. How far can we push the human limit with technology? We have robots that can balance themselves on ice better than a person can.
That's true.
They can kick them over. There's some freaky stuff going on, and the fact that these guys are showing people with their legs, robotic legs in the army is confidential. That's cool, man. I want to move fast. I want to learn to play the game in a completely different way than I've ever been used to doing, and I want my whole logic of this Black Ops trilogy to be twisted around in a blender, so when I get back on there, I pretty much have to start from scratch, learn a new way to play, because I know now that I have more options when I'm fighting these guys, the more I'm going to have in my utility belt rather than just running around as a complete reaction shooter. Oh, I saw you first, or you have a half a second delay, I don't, so you're dead because I'm faster. Hopefully it'll change that up just a little bit.
Yeah, but that didn't really change, though, because all of the additions to the characters are all weaponized. I mean, they did add, there's 2 perks for each character. One is offensive and one is defensive. It's so fast paced that you don't have an opportunity to set up really.
You're going to catch people off guard a lot. You got to move around. It's going to chase the campers out a little bit, I think. It's not going to be where you're slowly running head to head every single time. If you move fast enough and you know the map well enough and you move around on walls and thruster packs and you know that map, you could pretty much constantly stay behind the enemy, theoretically, and just screw them up the entire game. I like the idea of moving quick. The gameplay I've seen seems awesome. Going underwater.
I didn't really get to experience. Yeah, I didn't get to experience any of that in the beta, but I would like to. I would like to think that the beta is a really poor representation of the final game.
Well, the good thing about Treyarch is, they have said they are willing to make any changes that the players need. They're very lenient with that, so hopefully they hold to their word.
Right.
And they make the correct changes and turn this into something that we enjoy playing like we always have. I know I'm getting it. If anything else, I'm there for the zombies.
Yeah, we won't really know until the final version comes out.
Until the final product's out, right. Beta is hopefully just a beta. Seems like companies don't really change them much anymore, but Treyarch, I have my faith that they will.
Yeah, I think mostly the beta was there to test their servers, matchmaking, that kind of thing. I don't think it was there to really showcase the game as much as it was a trial period for them on their servers and hardware. That's what I got from it.
Hopefully they're taking care of business so things don't crash on the opening day.
All right.
So moving on to Halo 5. We all played the beta. We have tons of videos out. A good amount for a small beta.
Yeah, you want to talk about a game that switched up their gears quite a bit. Just the new mobility in Halo 5. And now you won't have, there's no voting system. In Master Chief, you get to vote for your map. That's gone. That's gone. It's just going to give you a map. You don't get to vote on it, which I'm okay with, provided that there's good, the playlists are
reasonable, exactly.
Yeah, as long as it flows well. If I ever have to play Haven again, it'll be too soon.
I love Haven.
You love it because it's the only map that pops up.
It's the only other maps pop up, but for some reason, the entire population of Halo has to vote for Haven. over and over
Yep,
again.
over and
I've
over.
literally played Haven like 4 or 5 times in a row before.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I
easily.
think the last time I did that, I was with you, Diggs, and even you were like, "Fuck, man, 3 times is enough." Pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
that was
think
with
that
you
was
that night.
was that for SWAT, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I don't mind it for SWAT, but like after like two in a
Ah,
row, or whatever. But after that third one, it's just like, come on, you
I know.
know.
right. Let's
No,
change it up.
I do love that map, but at the same time, I agree, man. It's 3 is too many. 3 in a row at least.
Yeah,
Throw
I
a
don't want the people voting
curveball.
for me anymore. I mean, when we're playing
Yeah.
as as a community, we're all together, we're having a good time. The nice thing about that is we pretty much have a sway in the vote, what map we want to play. But when it's just 2 of us, it's like, oh, here we go, Haven.
Yeah,
They might
that
as well
or
just call the whole game Haven.
yeah, no
I'm
kidding.
serious.
Halo Haven.
Yeah,
Halo. Haven.
5 games, I'll just play Haven all the time, nonstop, fun.
That or what's the other one? Abandoned or Drift? Drift isn't bad.
Oh, Drift. I love a Drift.
Yeah,
But
that's
2
fun.
maps that were played a lot though, definitely.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
Drift is fun when you're playing SWAT as well. Um, it can be your best friend or it can be your worst nightmare. You
I'll
go
tell you what
through
I'm
and
scared of. The game is being composed by a new composer, by Kazuma Janucci. I'm not sure if I pronounced his name right. I probably didn't, but something I've always loved about Halo was the sound.
Mm. Yeah, we always had a great soundtrack.
It was done by what was his name?
I
Martin
don't
O'Donnell.
remember.
Martin O'Donnell, and I used to see him, you could see him in the making of the game, and he had it down. And something I loved about Halo is the soundtrack. When I hear those sounds, I think of Halo. I get a feeling in my chest. That's Halo. It's really what made the game tie in, I think. And the new producer, although he did Halo 4, I'm not a fan of him so far because I wasn't a huge fan of the Halo 4's music at all, to be honest.
Yeah, it didn't pound the way the previous ones did.
I can't remember one piece of sound. Can you?
Halo
I couldn't
4. Yeah, nothing
I
that
couldn't
stands
sing
out. I
along
mean,
anything.
the theme, was the same, but like when I think Halo and I think back on things that stick out in my head about the soundtrack, I think of the mission The Long Run. That is the soundtrack that sticks in my head. That's what sticks out to me. That doo 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 doo. Yeah, apparently, the digital deluxe edition and limited edition and collector's edition is going to
Yeah.
have the animated adaptation of the origins of Master Chief and Blue Team. It's going to have the Fall of Reach animated series included with it. Yeah, it isn't going to make me buy the collector's edition, but it's cool that probably eventually it will end up on Netflix somewhere.
Well, for those of you out there who are interested in that, now you know. Because if you don't know, now you know.
The new Xbox, the Elite that's coming out with a terabyte hard drive, that's going to be a Halo 5 bundle. The Guardian bundle.
I'm actually thinking of trading mine in for it because I need the game, and I don't want a fat hard drive hanging from my console.
Right.
It's already big enough as it is. It's like one of those VCR DVD combos you bought in
Right.
2005, and you were like the coolest person in your neighborhood. But that's like 10 years ago, and this thing's a beast. I would like an internal hard drive that I can at least replace or get a bigger one of. So I'm going to see what I can do there. Hopefully not break the bank.
Nice. One thing I've been reading about is the seamless co-op play. And one thing that really caught my attention about it, I mean, we've always had co-op games where players can jump in and out seamlessly, but not this seamlessly. Like they're saying that, and what was always big for me is if you have 4 people in a game, the game becomes geared for 4 people. And if somebody drops out, now you've got 3 people and you're at a disadvantage. But apparently the AI will take over seamlessly. You won't even know that person's gone, which would be cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
So
It's
like a drop, yeah, like if
better than just a
some-
complete
like-
drop.
right, like Rage when he has a huge internet spike, a lag spike, and drops out. We won't have
Rage
to like
moved
back
out of those devil woods he lived in.
that
That gave him that
I know.
satanic connection.
I'm so happy. The other one of the yeah, I know. I'm so glad he's out of the woods.
So war zones look cool in Halo.
Oh yeah, Warzone
look
looks
fun.
awesome. Because not only is it red versus blue, but there's going to be randomly appearing Covenant forces and Forerunner forces jumping in the battle. This will be so dynamic. It's not. There are going to be so many one-on-one battles. Those battle rifle battles you get into with somebody else. They're going to be interrupted by random events. It's really going to change the way Halo plays.
I'm looking
Yeah,
forward
me too.
to 343's take on where the Master Chief's going. This whole
know.
rogue thing he's
Well,
doing.
that's the thing.
Cool.
I'm really interested in whether or not Warzone has some bearing on the campaign story. Because it's Spartans fighting Spartans, but also the Covenant are getting involved, and so are the Forerunners. So I just wonder if maybe there's a tie-in there,
Yeah, I've never thought of it that way, but you might be right.
I'd sure like that. I'd like to know that,
That'd be
maybe they talk
crazy.
about a battle or there's a great, a big battle going on in the campaign, but in multiplayer, you get to be part of that,
Right.
part of almost like a side story to Master Chief, so it all kind of ties in.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe not Master Chief, but like the Spartans underneath him.
Exactly. You see it in the story, or maybe you fly over it and you see them
Yeah.
fighting, or it's just something you've heard about in story, and then you get to patch in multiplayer.
That'll be
Just one
pretty
big
awesome.
universe.
So cool.
Like the idea.
Yeah, man. Speaking of massive battles, Battlefield 4, Never Say Die. That game is so awesome. Like, they're still releasing new content for it.
I agree. We were talking about that tonight, and you don't see, even though they did release Hardline, but you don't see Call of Duty sticking around for a game. Once it's done, it's pretty much.
Yeah.
They might throw a couple new weapon skins in there, and maybe that's about it.
Yeah, that you have to pay for. But
Yeah.
if you bought the Battlefield 4 Premium Edition, then the brand new Night Operations was free. It's free. You didn't have to pay for it at all. You just downloaded it.
It's pretty cool. I think they made Hardline. They're like, they're just slowly gonna move back to Battlefield 4.
And they should too. That game was terrible. I mean, it had
Pretty
some
shitty game.
Yeah, they definitely had some really good ideas, but they didn't flesh them out very well.
It
I mean,
feels
there's
so
some really-
unpolished.
Yeah, very
It
unpolished.
feels so unpolished.
Yeah. It's like something they were sitting in a room and they had this one really good idea and they tried to build an entire game around it and they failed.
Just held together with like Elmer's glue when they got
Yeah,
way
exactly.
too stoned one night.
Yeah.
They don't remember half the coding they did. They're like, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now, to be honest with you. So
You're right.
we're just gonna call it Hardline and see what happens.
Because that's what I did, man. When we were talking about it, I did one really hard line and it just blew me away.
The whole thing about the cops and robbers was kind of cool. Like the whole campaign.
It was
Campaign was-
awful.
Yeah, it was. It sounded like it could have been a great story. And
Yeah.
I think I got halfway through it before I haven't even touched it. I'm just like, I got lost. I'm just like, this is kind of
Yeah.
dumb,
Yeah, it was really dumb.
You don't see the point of the campaign, and that usually happens to ruin.
Yeah, it's like corrupt cops trying to out corrupt cops. It's just like,
Yeah.
get out of here.
It's just like, yeah, exactly.
I was
got
depressed
bored.
after I played that story mode. I
I
felt
was
like
Yeah.
too.
I was ripped off.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was bad. Especially when the whole detective part of it was so cheesy. So cheesy. collecting evidence that you never need. But back to the cool part of Battlefield for night operations, all the light out. Now there's like ambient lighting, street lights and fires. I think there's the moon's out. It is so dark. It is so it's it's awesome. It revitalizes the whole game and changes it completely. Like you can't see people really anymore. Like flares actually have a use now. You throw a flare because it brings light because you can't see anything. And they added some really good game modes to it as well. There's 3 playlists, a large conquest, which takes in the whole Zavad map. There's an infantry one, which is like the CQB infantry map, but it's objective based as well. And then there is the regular one, which is like a mid-scale version of the map that just throws in like rush and obliteration and team deathmatch and domination, all that good stuff.
It looks fun.
It looks very fun, and I'm waiting for mine to. I need to. So you said I have to download it, or it's already downloaded?
No, you have to go in and download it. I think you could do it from. Oh, you have to go to the game store to do it. But
okay.
I think it's in the add-on section.
Okay,
but it's free for premium. Yeah, it's free for premium guys. Which is awesome. I love free stuff, especially for a great game. It's really nice when you get like a pass version of a game and they don't require you to buy extra storyline stuff for it, Destiny. I haven't picked up that game in months. Mostly because of World of Tanks. Have you guys played World of Tanks?
I haven't. I've seen you on World of Tanks a lot.
I have been playing that game like it's my job. Yeah.
Great job.
Well, it's free to play. It's kind of like
free to play is good.
Neverwinter. It's a great game, free to play. It's easy to get into, but it's difficult to master.
Yeah, World of Tanks, it looks cool. I haven't seen much of it at all.
Yeah,
something worth checking out. It sounds like it's free, so it doesn't hurt. Something I've been playing lately is the Rare Collection. I just picked that up, and the Rare Collection is sweet.
I'm looking forward to getting it. Yeah, I don't have it.
There's 30 games on this, and my surprise is I'm playing games that I love. I'm playing Banjo-Kazooie. I played Banjo-Tooie, the 4-player. I already had fun on that. But I'm playing games I've never even heard of. They have that, Conker's Bad Fur Day. But I'm playing games I've never even heard of and I'm having a ton of fun. GoldenEye's not on there.
Dark. It's not?
No, Perfect Dark's on there. Perfect Dark Zero and the first one. That was on Nintendo 64, but things that they made like Donkey Kong, and it's definitely not going to be on this collection. I'm playing Banjo-Kazooie right now. I'm having a lot of fun with that.
Rare's a great developer. They've made a lot of really great games. They've dropped the ball recently. Perfect Dark Zero was terrible, but I think they're ready to make a comeback. I think this is a stepping stone for them. Just to remind people that they have the skills to make great games. I think they've just kind of gotten a little distracted.
I actually loved Perfect Dark Zero. I played that with my brother non-stop. The multiplayer, the story was cool to me. Definitely not their best game.
No.
But it does seem like, once they did the whole nuts and bolts thing, it's a cool game in itself, but it's definitely not the typical Banjo that we all know and love. They got a lot of good games on there. They have, what's that one you like?
Battletoads?
They have Battletoads.
Battletoads, so hard. So hard. Hard, so good.
Something I like is Grabbed by the Ghoulies. That was a good game. Underrated. That's when they first went to Microsoft. Yeah, Grabbed by the Ghoulies is when they made their transition to Microsoft from making Nintendo games, and it's a good game. It's not like Banjo, of course, but it's its own deal. After they made grabbed by the ghoulies. They made things like Gunfight, Jet Force Gemini, Jetpack Refueled. The interesting one, Cameo. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that
Oh
right.
yeah.
Really successful
Remember,
game. Probably
you
their
could
biggest
change
one.
into different monsters.
Right. Really big game. But Killer Instinct Gold, that's awesome. I was playing a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And then they have both Viva Pinatas on there. Great party game. Just
Yeah, I
hanging
never
out with
played any of those.
friends.
I was looking forward to getting this just for no other reason than I get to play a bunch of games I never got the opportunity to play before.
Right. It's not going anywhere. It's waiting there for all of us.
Right on.
And they might even lower the price. Xbox has been doing better on the gold benefits. They're catching up with PlayStation. They're doing the free games. I like this whole free play thing they're doing because I can record footage on there, throw it up on the YouTube, and even get achievements. What I was surprised by was the ability to get achievements from the full game.
Oh yeah, they're giving you the game for a week.
And then,
Yeah,
if they
cool.
want to do a cool sell at the end where they're not making you pay full price for the game at the end, I like that, sure. Make a little money for them, but it's a good opportunity.
Smart. Let people start playing it and then jerk it away. And then obviously if they enjoyed the game, they're going to want to play it. And they'll pay
Especially
it.
if there's a big old fat sale.
Yeah, and if there's a sale, people are going to be really prone to buy the game. That's
$20.
Yeah, that's just smart marketing.
$20 for Evolve, $30 for the Rare Collection. You include tax, you're spending about $60 for some really cool games. You got yourself quite a lot of gameplay right there. If you want to jump on any deals right now and you're on a limited budget, you can either get one game for $60 or you could treat yourself and get a lot more for your money right now. So
yeah, especially they have the Battlefield bundle right now for $35, which includes Battlefield 4 and Hardline. They're just the basic games of them, but you can also buy the premium, and you can buy the premium edition of Battlefield 4 or the deluxe edition of Battlefield Hardline. The premium one comes with all the map packs, which for $30, that's the one I would recommend, just because gameplay of Battlefield 4 is a little bit better, like we discussed earlier in the show, and you get all the map packs, and you can't go wrong with it.
Definitely something to look out for. They've done it quite a bit, but it's not a permanent thing. You're not going to go there in a couple months and likely see it. So
exactly, they only do it every once in a while. Like, in fact, I think that's how I picked mine up originally. I got mine they were running a special for $23, which is a hell of a deal for the premium. It came with, I think, 5 the gold battle packs, whatever they are, and it was a steal of a deal. And then the next day it went offline. I'm glad I got it when I did. And in fact, Imp, I think that you missed out on that deal the first time, didn't you?
yeah, I went there a day, literally the next morning. I had my cursor on it. I was gonna click buy, and I'm like, no, I'm just gonna sleep on it. And then I wake up in the morning. I'm like, man, I should have bought that last night. And then I walked to my console, and the sale ended. It was awesome.
Yeah, I purchased Evolved, and I've literally played it 3 times. So I've never. Anyone chooses to get it, hit me up. I'd like to play it, but I don't have a chance to.
It's one of those games that seems like it's better with some friends. I might get it eventually.
Yes.
Yeah, starting at the second half of this month will be Tomb Raider will be the free game. So
is that the 15th or the 16th? It usually falls on.
16th.
16th. Okay.
Right on.
I will be watching for that.
It's called the definitive edition.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think it's just Tomb Raider. Maybe, I don't know. Definitive edition, perhaps, I guess. Also, one of the greatest games of the 360 is free for those who had it on the 360 and still maintain a gold membership. Castle Crashers. Released today, and there was a little hiccup earlier. I went to go buy it, and they wanted to charge me for it, but I went back moments ago, and it was free. So I would suggest getting it, and it's only $15. If you didn't play it last generation, it is a fantastic game, especially with friends. So.
I like it. I've played it a few times with Rage. Had a lot of fun with it. It is the definitive edition coming out with Tomb Raider, and it also looks like Crysis 3 is up as well.
That's awesome.
Ooh, that's very good. I'm going to have to buy a hard drive before then.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to read. It looks like Crysis 3 is going to be on the 360.
That's not fair.
Tomb Raider is going to be cool, and I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm definitely going to download it. Anyways, we're getting to the end of our episode. It was good hanging out with you guys. Appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to leave us a like if you, of course, like the video, and subscribe if you want to see more.
Yes, and as always, happy gaming.
Have a good night.
I remember this game from a long, long time because it was one of my favorite 2D side-scrollers. I don't know if you ever heard of it. It's called Gunstar Heroes. It actually came out originally on the Genesis.
Yeah, I had a Genesis too, but I don't know. I never played it. I remember hearing about it, but
I just remember a lot of this game because I grew up with it and I played it with my dad and my brother. And this is like one of my